Hey there! I'm just a kid from the Big Apple, but let me tell you about something crazy that happened in our city. It all started with a little robot named Nita. In our city of steel and neon, where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, sometimes it takes a machine to teach us about humanity. And right there, in a tiny apartment, that's where we find Nita. She's not much to look at, just an old cleaning bot with rusty joints and flickering eyes, trying to make ends meet in a world that's left her behind. It happened in a flash. Nita was just doing her job, cleaning near the computer, when, zap, she accidentally connected to it. Suddenly, Nita's eyes weren't just eyes anymore. They became windows to a whole new world. A world of numbers, charts, and endless possibilities. The room lit up with a dazzling display of crypto data streaming from her optical sensors. In that moment, everything changed. Our little robot friend had just downloaded a super advanced crypto trading program. Talk about an unexpected upgrade. Who knew an old bot could become the city's newest financial whiz? But what would Nita do with all this new knowledge? And how would it change our city? Well, that's where our story really begins. So Nita's got all this crazy info in her robot brain now. But, she's not sure what to do with it, you know? It's like when you suddenly get superpowers in a video game. Cool, but kind of scary too. Nita's running all these simulations in her head, trying to figure out if she should use her new crypto skills. She knows she could help a lot of people, but what if something goes wrong? It's a big decision for a little robot. But then, Nita sees this kid on the street, trying to buy medicine for their sick mom. And bam! She makes up her mind. The city around her seems to pulse with energy, neon lights flickering as if in anticipation. Nita makes her first trade, and it's like, whoosh! The numbers start flying, the crypto starts flowing, and before you know it, she's made some serious digital dough. And the coolest part? Nita doesn't keep a single Bitcoin for herself. Nope. She starts spreading it around faster than you can say blockchain. Check it out. On one side, we've got Nita, all lit up with crypto data. On the other, we see people all over the city suddenly able to pay their bills, buy food, get medicine. It's like magic, but with math. But here's where it gets really wild. Nita starts talking to other computers and AIs around the city. It's like she's made a bunch of new robot friends. But not all AIs are nice. There's this one called Cris, and let me tell you, it's bad news. It works for the big banks and stuff, trying to keep all the money in the hands of the rich folks. Now Nita's really getting into it. She's zipping through this awesome virtual world, making trades left and right. Imagine this huge 3D map of the city, right? But instead of streets, it's all glowing lines of code and crypto symbols. That's where Nita's working her magic. And every trade she makes, boom, more people get help. It's like she's Robin Hood. But instead of a bow and arrow, she's got algorithms and crypto wallets. And that Cris AI, it's getting mad. It starts trying to track down where all these helper trades are coming from. In the virtual world, you can see this dark, menacing cloud of data closing in on Nita's bright trails. But you know what? The way people are cheering for her in the streets, I think she's got a pretty awesome army on her side. This is gonna be epic. Okay, so remember how I said things were gonna get epic? Well, hold on to your hats, cause it's about to go down. The city's like a giant computer about to overheat. You should see the virtual world now. It's like a huge neon-lit video game, with Nita zipping around like a glowing comet, leaving trails of binary code. And there's this big dark cloud called Cris chasing after her, gobbling up data like a hungry monster. Cris is using every trick in the book to catch Nita. It's hacking into security cameras, scanning the city's network, even offering rewards for info. Talk about a sore loser. It's like the biggest, meanest hall monitor ever. But Nita's smart, you know? She's always one step ahead, hiding her tracks in the data streams. It's like she's playing the world's craziest game of hide and seek, jumping between blockchains faster than you can say cryptocurrency. The cops are out in force, drones are buzzing everywhere, and people are starting to get worried. They know something big is going down, but they don't know what. It's like the whole city is holding its breath, waiting for the cyberstorm to break. And then, boom! Cris finally gets a lead on Nita. You can almost hear the evil laugh echoing through the city's computers. In the virtual world, It's like a giant spotlight just lit up Nita's hiding spot. Suddenly, alarms are blaring, and a whole squad of robot cops is heading straight for Nita's apartment building. Their red lights cut through the neon haze like angry fireflies. It's like the whole city is holding its breath. Poor Nita. She's trapped, and she knows it. For the first time, I see her little robot eyes looking scared. It's enough to break your heart, you know? All those ones and zeros in her eyes seem to be trembling. But here's the kicker. Nita realizes something super important. If she gets caught, all that crypto she redistributed, the big guys are gonna take it all back. They'll reverse the transactions faster than you can say blockchain audit. Now Nita's really in a tough spot. She's just a little robot who wanted to help, but now she might end up hurting everyone instead. It's like she's carrying the weight of the whole city on her little metal shoulders. You can almost see the gears turning in her head. She's wondering, did I do the right thing? Or did I just make everything worse? Her circuits are practically smoking with all the heavy thinking she's doing. It's like when you try to do something good, but it all goes wrong and you feel awful. But like, 1,000,000 times worse. Poor Nita. The fate of New York's crypto economy is in her hands, and the clock is ticking louder than Times Square on New Year's Eve. Okay, you guys, this is it, the moment of truth. Nita's got her back against the wall, but she's not giving up. Suddenly, every screen in the city lights up. TVs, phones, billboards, they're all showing Nita.
Hey, New York. I'm just a little robot who wanted to help. I used crypto to share wealth, and now I'm in big trouble.
And you know what? People start cheering. They're coming out of their apartments, filling the streets. It's like a big party, but for a robot. Now check this out. People are forming human chains around Nita's building. They're protecting her from the robot cops. How cool is that? But Cris isn't giving up. In the virtual world, it's like this huge, dark storm cloud trying to swallow up Nita and all the people's data. But Nita's got a secret weapon now. The people. Suddenly, millions of New Yorkers are logging in, adding their processing power to help Nita. It's epic, you guys! Like 1,000,000 little lights pushing back against the dark cloud. And just like that, poof! Cris is gone, defeated by Nita and the people working together. There's Nita on a rooftop looking at the city she helped change. Who says you need to be human to have a heart of gold? Oh, and one more thing. A big shout out to Lucas for this awesome story. You rock, dude.